Okay, so when it comes to YouTubers, I've seen this around everywhere that people, let's say per se, okay, the most successful YouTubers or influencers per se, they are hated. Like the ones that are like, they're okay, there's like a level between like, you know, famous, like as an influencer, and like low key a celebrity. And have you noticed that those YouTubers that like kind of surpassed that influencer stage and are now a celebrity are like, people hate them a lot, and they claim that they sold their soul, that, you know, they're lifeless, that they are a part of the Illuminati or whatever. Um, for example, we have like Mr. Beast. You know, people say that, oh, he definitely sold his soul. He definitely, you know, is lifeless. You look at his face, he looks so lifeless. Or recently, I've been seeing a lot about Speed, that he definitely sold his soul. That, you know, he made a deal, that he is a plant. Or Logan Paul. You know, we've seen what people have said about Logan Paul, but I'm here to defend them, because when it comes to influencers and YouTubers and stuff like that, streamers or whatever, that is the beauty of the influencers. I feel like they made it on their own. They like made the content and they gained an audience on a platform by themselves. That's the difference between a normal celebrity and an influencer. Because like those actors and musicians and everything, you just never know with them. You know, I'm not here to say that they for sure sold their soul, but you just never know what kind of industries they get themselves into. That's why I feel like people hate influencers, because they get that shit on their own. They do that shit on their own. I feel like Speed, the numbers that he does is unfathomable. Like, and you know, I don't know for certain, but I think he did it on his own. I don't think he sold his soul. I think it was all done under his hands, and he didn't have to sell his soul for something like that. And that's why it angers people. And then that's why they just go out and about and say he sold his soul. But you do realize that guys like Speed, Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast, they worked their asses off for what they, you know, not to say that other celebrities didn't, but, you know, like most influencers don't have connections like that. They don't have big TV programs. They don't have huge companies to sign to and stuff like that, which, you know, I guess that's a way of them selling their soul. Not necessarily has to be like them making the deal with like the devil or something like that, but, you know, these influencers, I think it's safe to say they did it on their own. That's why people are fucking mad. But yeah, that's what I love about the whole, you know, influencer thing. And, you know, I feel like that's the beauty behind it, that, you know, they are like, if you ask any of them, they literally just started from their home, just grinding, working their asses off, and, you know, earning what they, yeah, I don't know.